Yo, sup? Back. This time we're going to be talking about why people don't change and modern women specifically how you need to accept their true nature. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor, and this channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. Also, man, I want to hear your comments. So every video, if you see something you don't agree with, you agree with, whatever, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, let's get into this. Why people don't change? Mostly, right? And I'm saying like mostly people don't change. So here's a couple examples. And you need to just accept this. You need to accept these statistics, okay? So number one is, you may not know this, but of all divorces worldwide, 70% of those divorces are filed by women. So you have to accept that if a woman is not happy in a marriage, most likely she's going to file for that divorce. And you're not going to change that statistic overnight. And so that's just one of the truths you have to accept. If she's not happy, most likely she's filing. The other thing that's interesting is over 5 years, so prisoners, 70% of prisoners, after 5 years they've been released, 70% of them will reoffend and find themselves back in prison. Isn't that nuts? So you'd think, okay, yes, there's all kinds of environmental factors and nurture versus nature and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you would think if you go to prison, right, wouldn't that be traumatizing just in itself? And you go, oh, hell, I'm getting my life back on track. I'm not doing this again. So they end up going back. So the other statistic is that with substance abuse, so whether it's drug abuse or alcohol abuse, what's the statistic is 40 to 60% of those that are drug free or alcohol free will eventually relapse over the next few years. So I'm just trying to make a point that people, for the most part, don't change their patterns, don't change their behavior. So if you're in a marriage or you're in a relationship, don't expect that person to change because most likely they're not going to. And here's the thing, guys. When you get married, if you get married, all those little things that annoy you are going to be amplified, right? They're going to be amplified. So a couple things I want to share with you in terms of when I was married, right? I wish my ex-wife would tidy up more, and she just didn't. And one of the mistakes I made in the marriage was I kept hoping and expecting her to change, and she just did not. So some of the other things is like, it's a small thing, man, but it's like all these small things add up. So the other thing is, we had scissors, like scissors to cut food. And damn it, we had another pair of scissors in another drawer for like cutting packages and boxes and all that stuff. Well, she would always use the scissors that we cut food with the other stuff, and then she'd put them back in the drawer. God damn it. Okay, I am a little OCD with my cleanliness and my food and what tools are used for what, right? Like, I'm not going to use food scissors to cut other objects. And so, for example, I work from home a lot, and this is not a fake background. This is my real background here. This is the lounge in the building that I live in, where I record a lot of these videos, and it's very meticulous, it's clean. So I'm a very clean and tidy type of person, right? A little on the OCD side. So she would use those scissors for that. Another thing is, once a person changes in the relationship and now it's a new habit or it's a new behavior, like, good luck changing it. So one of the things that happened in my past marriage was the change in the touching. There was certain parts that my ex-wife didn't want me touching her. And I would have conversations with her. I would say at the time, and I would say that, it hurts me. I feel rejected, all these things, right? It didn't matter. She didn't change. So, one of my biggest concerns in terms of remarrying is, what if this person starts adopting these new habits and just doesn't change? Conversations just don't work. And you find yourself now with this person that is just annoying as fuck, right? So that's one of the advantages of being a bachelor, being single, is that you don't have to worry about all those things. And in fact, if they get too annoying, you just replace them. You're on to the next person. And I know that sounds really cold, but that's just the reality. And the fact is, you men need to realize you have a lot of options. And here's a couple things. The more money you make, the better physically in shape you are, and the more hobbies and the greater the purpose that you have. All these things are very, very attractive to women and will give you more options. And it doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, that you have those things in place and you'll have more options with women. So you don't have to think, oh, I'm with this person, they're annoying as fuck, and I have to tolerate it, because you don't. Obviously, you want to have conversations, you want to communicate, but when all those things fail, it might be time to replace that person. Okay? Think of it as you're an employer and you have an employee, and that employee is not doing the standard things that you've both agreed upon that they would do in terms of their job duties, right? I know I'm maybe not the best comparison, but I'm comparing it that way. So when that person is no longer meeting the minimum requirements of that job, to say it like that, then you might want to consider replacing them. And it sucks, but that's what you have to do sometimes. That's what I do and have done. So let me know what you think about this people not changing thing, and if you've had any personal experiences with this. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.